From April 10 to 13, the universe enters a transformative phase, likened to a mysterious time corridor. A rare moment when astronomical signals and spiritual energies converge, creating a seismic awakening for those ready to listen. The opening act is Mercury concluding its retrograde cycle on April 8th, ending disruptions in communication, delayed plans, or feelings of mental entrapment. However, starting April 10th, an invisible energy gateway officially opens, marking a greater turning point. This is not just a return to stability, but a portal into a spiritual metamorphosis. Astrologers describe this phase as a tunnel bridging old consciousness and new awareness, where cosmic energy acts as a catalyst, forcing individuals to confront unresolved shadows, from fears of abandonment and limiting beliefs to toxic relationships that have shackled them for years. The climax of this phase is the blood moon on April 13th, an astronomical event combining a full moon and total lunar eclipse, symbolically significant in many spiritual traditions. Unlike a regular full moon, the blood moon is seen as a destiny reset portal, where the universe's intense energy focuses on erasing old patterns. This is the prime time to set new intentions, but it also comes with a warning. Sudden emotional earthquakes may strike. You might wake up to childhood memories flooding back, abruptly realize harsh truths about a relationship, or experience existential crises. All part of the universe's breakdown to rebuild mechanism. Notably, this period sharply divides two groups. The asleep will feel disoriented, inexplicably exhausted, or even trapped in unnecessary conflicts, while the awakened recognize this as a golden opportunity to release stagnant energy. Signs like prophetic dreams, tingling palms, or heightened sensitivity to sound, light signal your body adjusting to higher frequencies. To optimize this phase, incorporate rituals like burning sage to cleanse spaces, journaling to release emotions, or charging selenite crystals under moonlight to amplify energy. However, brace yourself. Starting April 10th, quickened karmic law activates. Negative or positive actions and thoughts may yield consequences 3-4 times faster than usual. This is the universe's way of forcing you to live authentically. You can't fake happiness when your heart is weeping, nor force forgiveness when unprepared. As a sage once said, the blood moon doesn't bring peace, it brings truth, and truth always demands courage. The journey of confronting the ego and decoding spiritual messages during this phase is likened to a cosmic classroom, where the moon acts as a strict teacher, using zodiac energies to expose mental blind spots you often avoid. When the moon transits Leo early in the month, it doesn't merely bring confidence or passion, but operates as a psychic stage spotlight for each individual. Under this light, performative behaviors driven by validation seeking, boasting achievements, altering personalities to please others, or fear of rejection, suddenly become as visible as scratches on a mirror. You might squirm upon realizing you've dominated a meeting with self-talk, or panic upon noticing you've spent days craving social media likes for validation. This isn't a flaw, but an invisible cosmic test. Do you dare to live authentically without an audience? The feeling of exposure becomes a gateway to freedom. When you stop casting yourself as a character in others' dramas. After Leo's emotional storm, the moon enters Virgo, becoming a spiritual investigator. Virgo's energy tolerates no mess, internal or external. You obsess over trivial details. A lie told at 17, a colleague's sidelong glance, or an unreturned book borrowed 3 years ago. These looping thoughts aren't OCD, but encoded soul messages. Virgo uses obsession as a tool to dig into unhealed cracks. For example, guilt over a broken promise may highlight your fear of failure, or analyzing a petty argument might reflect childhood emotional neglect. This process is akin to surgery without anesthesia, painful yet necessary. You might weep over buried memories, or gasp upon realizing you've repeated your parents' mistakes. This is the universe forcing you to declutter your soul's archives. Each obsession is a file to open, review, and categorize. Keep the lessons. Delete the wounds. To navigate this, journal recurring thoughts and ask, what fear is this teaching me? Who needs forgiveness, me or others? Together, the moon in Leo and Virgo forms a dynamic duo for growth. One strips away facades, the other heals root causes. As Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. These lunar cycles are your chance to redefine what fate truly means. April 10th marks a subtle energy trap under the Moon-square Jupiter aspect, an astrologically deceptive alignment that masquerades as harmless but is actually a perfect storm of emotional excess and blind optimism. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, clashing with the Moon emotions, creates a temporary power-drunk energy. Imagine chugging 3 espressos at midnight, heart racing, mind flooded with liberating ideas, but secretly pushing you toward reckless decisions. This is when many will impulsively quit stable jobs due to restlessness, send 3-page love texts to near strangers, or dump savings into unresearched ventures, all justified as the universe guiding them. However, the issue isn't Jupiter itself, but its ill-timed collaboration. This energy amplifies the belief that everything will work out, while disabling risk analysis. For instance, you might feel certain quitting your job will bring new opportunities, but it's actually escapism from current stress. Or confessing feelings to a stranger might feel fated, but it's just loneliness seeking a quick fix. The key to navigating this day is intentional stillness. Instead of acting immediately, ask, is this impulse genuine intuition or pent-up emotions seeking release? Give yourself 24 hours to observe the initial urge. If clarity and calm persist, it's trustworthy. If not, it's a Jupiter-induced mirage. Remember, Jupiter storms come with a price. Those acting rashly on April 10th may find themselves scrambling the following week, from unexpected debts to relationships shattered by misunderstandings. This isn't a curse, but a lesson in balancing faith and logic. As universal law states, when you leap off a cliff, wings grow only if you're truly a bird, not because you hallucinated flight. On April 11th, as the moon enters Libra, the universe drapes everything in a sugary veneer, like a cocktail garnished with glitter, beautiful yet bitter beneath. Libra, symbolizing balance and harmony, doesn't deliver justice or truth during this phase, but crafts an illusion of peace, a sophisticated charade where conflicts are smothered under polite smiles, tensions tucked into drawers, and raw emotions imprisoned behind civility. You might notice unusual quietness. Co-workers avoid arguments, friends skirt sensitive topics, or exes send oddly kind messages. Don't mistake this for genuine reconciliation. It's a temporary truce orchestrated by Libra. The crux is this. Libra doesn't resolve conflict, it gift-wraps it. You might nod to your boss's flawed idea or agree to unreasonable family demands to keep the peace. These acts don't solve root issues. They bury stress like dormant volcanoes. Notably, you might convince yourself everything's fine despite a racing heart, knotted stomach, or tense shoulders around certain people. This is when your body becomes your truest compass. It cannot lie. When logic is fooled by surface diplomacy, your body sends SOS signals. Headaches during conversations, nausea when faking cheerfulness, or insomnia after a day of fake harmony. These aren't coincidences. They're your subconscious screaming about denied needs. For example, breathlessness after agreeing to help someone again isn't fatigue, but a sign of violated boundaries. To pierce this illusion, practice wordless listening. Physical check-in. Scan your belly, chest, or throat when deciding. Tension here means no. Emotional audit. Post-conversation, ask, do I feel energized or drained? True harmony never depletes you. Dream decoding. Recurring nightmares of hostile strangers, collapsing houses, or lost voices symbolize suppressed conflict. This Libra moon phase tests your discernment of truth versus fiction. As Hermann Hesse wrote, a man's true nature lies not in what he reveals, but in what he cannot conceal. When the diplomatic facade cracks during the full moon, April 13th, those facing their bodies' whispers will emerge like phoenixes reborn, lighter and free. Others clinging to false harmony will suffocate in self-made masks. April 12th marks a turning point, a reordering of energy, as Venus ends its retrograde cycle, simultaneously with the full moon in Libra illuminating the hidden facets of relationships. This is not merely an astronomical event, but a spiritual revolution, the moment when the universe compels you to answer, what are you sacrificing in exchange for love, recognition, or security? Venus, the planet of love, self-worth, and art after 40 days of retrograde, is now poised to pull back the veil from your eyes regarding toxic compromises. You might suddenly feel nauseous upon realizing that you have been tolerating an irresponsible lover, or be startled when reflecting on abandoned projects, indications that you have been paying with your soul to attain counterfeit stability. The full moon in Libra acts like a cosmic court, exposing the imbalance in the way you give and receive. If you are always the listener yet never truly understood, if you sacrifice your career to maintain family harmony, or if you remain silent in the face of criticism to avoid conflict, this moonlight will shine directly on that fracture. It does not judge but presents you with two paths: to continue internalizing bitterness, or to courageously let go and breathe freely. For instance, a mother might come to realize she has lost her passion for music due to expectations to sacrifice for her children, or an employee may awaken upon discovering that despite working twice as hard, she's paid less than her colleagues. This process resembles an emotional audit, forcing you to acknowledge, where have I invested my energy, and is it truly worth the value received? Post-retrograde Venus bestows upon you an invisible pair of scissors to cut the ties that bind you to what no longer serves you. A one-sided relationship, a job that stifles creativity, or the habit of living for others' approval. Concurrently, the full moon in Libra serves as an uncompromising mirror, reflecting the truth about how others treat you. You may notice someone only regards you as a temporary harbor for emotional comfort, or realize that your boss is exploiting your kindness to offload difficult tasks. The crucial action on this day is not to do, but to pause. Stop answering messages from those who only seek your help when they need it. Stop saying yes when your heart is silently screaming no. Stop justifying others' selfishness by claiming they didn't mean to. As psychologist Nathaniel Branden once said, self-esteem is the willingness to experience oneself as capable of facing life's fundamental challenges. April 12 is an opportunity to reaffirm that capability, not through words, but by resolutely rejecting what diminishes you. When the moon climbs to its zenith, those brave enough to release the grip of false security will find themselves stepping into a new dawn, where love, respect, and creativity are no longer battles to be fought, but the natural rewards you deserve. The week from April 8 to 13 is not merely a string of ordinary days, it is the universe's grand energy autopsy, where every layer of mental facade, outdated belief, and unspoken pact with oneself is laid open for dissection. Those who refuse to face the truth about an ego that craves display, values sacrificed for acceptance, or relationships that survive solely on endurance, will be like travelers in a dark storm without a guiding light, stumbling into needless conflicts, spiraling into self-sabotaging thought cycles, or missing the opportunity to change their fate. The secret to overcoming this does not lie in doing more, but in mindful stillness, the ability to distinguish between the call of the soul and the noise of fear. Clarity in this phase isn't something gained from books or advice, but rather something wrested from harsh reality. When Mercury concludes its retrograde and Venus goes direct, the universe presents you with two mirrors, one reflecting the image you desire, shaped by societal expectations and emotional denial, and the other mirroring your true self, with its cracks, unhealed pain, and unmet longings. Drama is the trap when you cling to the first illusory mirror, arguing to defend an image, crying out for attention, or acting impulsively to prove your worth. In contrast, discernment is the courage to face the second mirror, acknowledging, how long have I pretended to be happy in this role, or why do I keep loving someone who disrespects me? The practice of discernment does not reside in theory, but in the act of non-judgmental observation, regarding the ego. Whenever you feel slighted, pause to ask, which fear is this touching, being demeaned, abandoned, or deemed worthless? On values. When making choices, question, does this decision nurture or erode my self-worth? In relationships, listen to your body when you're with someone. Does your heart race with excitement or anxiety? Does your stomach knot when they offer help or when they lavish praise? The consequences of avoiding discernment will become most evident on the full moon, April 13th. Those who choose drama will find themselves like actors in a play with no audience, engaging in meaningless arguments, blaming fate, or attempting to control the uncontrollable. In contrast, those who embrace clarity will feel liberated upon realizing, most of the tragedies I have endured stemmed from my failure to face the truth sooner. As the philosopher Socrates once said, an unexamined life is not worth living. This week serves as a reminder that you don't have to be perfect. You only need the courage to confront imperfection. Every truth you face today is a stepping stone paving the way toward a stronger version of yourself tomorrow. The journey of spiritual awakening is not like a straight rose-petal-strewn path. It is a voyage through the inner darkness, where seemingly abnormal signs are in fact guiding beacons. If you are going through intense emotional turbulence, sunny mornings and stormy afternoons, moments brimming with hope, followed by inexplicable gloom, do not hastily label these experiences as depression or instability. This is a process of soul purification, during which the layers of personality you've built to please others, the model employee, the ideal lover, the perfect child, begin to crack. Each emotional crisis is like a gust of wind blowing away dry leaves to reveal the bare yet stronger branches beneath, the original version of you. For instance, your sudden tears upon witnessing a sunset are not a sign of weakness, but rather evidence of a soul awakening after years of slumber in an indifferent shell. Strange dreams or recurring nightmares are also cryptic messages from the subconscious. When you dream of teeth shattering, houses collapsing, or being pursued by unfamiliar creatures, do not interpret these as ominous portents. Instead, ask yourself, what in my waking life makes me feel powerless, ungrounded, or threatened? A man who dreams of baring his chest in front of a crowd might be avoiding the expression of his true self, while a woman who dreams of a crying newborn could be hinting at repressed creativity. These images are the primal language of the soul. They bypass the barriers of reason to speak directly about what requires healing. Being highly sensitive to the energies around you is the most evident sign of awakening, though it is often misunderstood. You might suddenly feel exhausted after a conversation with a colleague, or experience nausea upon entering a room. These are no mere coincidences. Your body functions like an intricate energy detector, perceiving hidden conflicts behind feigned smiles or overly sweet compliments. A mother might sense that her child is lying without any overt evidence, while an employee might perceive a boss's insincerity simply by a fleeting glance. This ability is not a baseless suspicion. It is an awakened intuition that helps you distinguish between genuine connections and mere transactions. These three indicators, unsteady emotions, mysterious dreams, and an energy radar, form an inner compass that guides you along the path of awakening. They are akin to a car's alarm system. The grating sound might be annoying, yet it alerts you to trouble before your vehicle breaks down on the road. Rather than suppressing or fearing these signals, view them as transformative tools. Keep an emotional journal to decode the messages amid the mental waves. Sketch out your dreams to uncover their hidden symbolism. Practice meditation to master your ability to read energy. Above all, remember, you are not becoming crazy. You are becoming more authentic than ever before. Just as a seed must crack its shell to germinate, awakening always begins with what seem to be chaotic signs, but in reality are the opening notes of absolute freedom.